Peace, 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 peace. What's going on? What's going on? Shout out first and foremost to the members, the genuine supporters, the chat, everybody watching from behind the scenes, everybody who catch this on the replay. It's your host and your DJ Holla. See who we got up in here. Miss Bobby Ramos in the building. Only Facts in the building. Crook in the building. Appreciate you, my brother. G Mama in the building. What's good? What's good? So I came up with this topic here. Oh man, wait, hold on. My picture is not showing. I gotta change. I don't know what's wrong with this avatar. I don't know why I keep doing this here. Hold on, let me change it up real quick. Yeah. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me good? How's my sound sounding? How's my sound sounding? It was on, right? Okay. I know I wasn't bugging out. I don't know what happened. Audio is great. Appreciate you. Okay, so I got another topic, y'all. I got another topic. Should paternity tests be mandatory? What y'all think? What y'all think? It's I asked Skynet and I got some different perspectives on it. But before we get to that, what do y'all think? Should paternity tests be mandatory? What are your thoughts? Me, as far as me, I personally, I wouldn't have a problem. I wouldn't have a problem with paternity tests being mandatory. I wouldn't have a problem with that. Um but should it be a choice or not? For what? For what? To make sure, the child is who's the father of the child. Only Facts don't got a problem with that. So me personally, I don't see a problem with it. Now mandatory. I mean, mm, a choice. Like maybe it should be mandatory, but with a choice to you still can have a if I don't know now to think about it, because if you have a choice, I don't know. It's kind of like the whole prenup thing. You know what I'm saying? Like some people feel a certain way if you ask them to sign a prenup because they think you may not trust them or something like that. But it's untrustworthy people. You never know. Uh, in the real world, things happen. So that's the dilemma right there. You have the option to opt out of it. I mean, I wouldn't see a problem with that. I wouldn't see a problem with that. Red Jones in the building. It should be a choice. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, G Mama. It should be a choice. But like I said, as far as like a prenup, some people, feel like you may not trust them. So I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I don't think the female should have a problem with it, but that's me. I'm a man. You feel what I'm saying? And that's just my opinion, my personal opinion. I think it would be, it shouldn't be no problem to reassure your partner that, that's their child. Okay, all right, yeah. I don't see no problem with that, G Mama. Right. A lot of problems, yeah. So let me ask you this. Okay. What advice would you give? Like if this was if you had a son, right? What would advice would you give to your son? Would you say, would you be for it for your son? James Hart is in the building. What's going on, my brother? The question is, should paternity tests be mandatory? Now, all of them, those paternity shows will be out of business. I don't know if Maury's still on, but Virgo child is in the building. Imagine a child growing up thinking someone is their biological. Imagine a child growing up thinking someone is their biological child, then later out it wasn't. That's traumatic. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, these things do happen. I'm pretty sure it's children in this world right now, or grown adults in this world right now that believe, somebody is their father, but it's not. I'm pretty sure, that is happening. But everything is everybody's different. But let's go. Let's ask Skynet. Let's see what Skynet say. Hold on, let me go to Skynet. If you want to become a member, hit that link pinned to the top of the chat. Join the members only. Now let's see what Skynet got to say about this. Hold on. Let me know if y'all can hear this good. Real quick.
Here's a clean, balanced, firm breakdown you can use for content, debate, or personal clarity. Should paternity tests be mandatory?
Can y'all hear that? How's that sound? Can y'all hear that clear? The advisor would be son, please use a condom, but if not, the lady having one day request a paternity test. Okay. Okay, we sound good? All right. Okay, hold on.
Here's a clean, balanced, firm breakdown you can use for content, debate, or personal clarity. Should paternity tests be mandatory? 1. The case for mandatory paternity testing. These arguments focus on truth, fairness, and protecting children. Accuracy and truth. Birth certificates assume the mother is correct. Mandatory testing removes paternity fraud, accidental misattribution, and long-term legal problems. Child's right to identity. Every child has a right to know their biological lineage. It helps with medical history, inherited conditions, and future health decisions. Fairness to men. Men shouldn't be legally or financially responsible for a child who isn't biologically theirs. Mandatory testing stops surprise child support orders years later. Reduces conflict. It removes accusations, suspicion, and emotional guessing. Everyone gets certainty from day one. 2. The case against mandatory testing. These arguments focus on privacy and social concerns. Privacy and government power. Some argue it gives the government too much control over family matters. Mandatory DNA collection could feel invasive or dystopian. Potential to damage relationships. Even justified testing can introduce mistrust during the birth process. Some worry it treats every mother as suspicious. Cultural and religious objections. Some communities may see it as disrespecting the mother or destabilizing traditional family structures. 3. A middle position, most popular today. Many propose default testing at birth, but parents can opt out by signing a waiver. Testing remains normal, not accusatory. This balances truth, fairness, privacy, freedom. Number 4, my neutral recommendation. If we're being logical, objective, and policy focused, the strongest system is automatic paternity test at birth with the option to decline. Why? It removes stigma. It protects men, women, and children. It avoids government overreach for families who explicitly don't want it. Number 5, if you want a firm opinion for content, firm take, open quote, mandatory paternity testing isn't about distrust. It's about truth, clarity, and fairness. No child should grow up with the wrong identity, and no man should be legally tied to a child that isn't his. A test protects everyone. The only people who fear truth are the ones hiding something.
So what do y'all think? Cola James is in the building. So what do y'all think? Should it be mandatory with a choice, the option to opt out of it? Lazy days. I don't think it should be mandatory. Maybe a choice. Mandatory is too much. Well, we already have a choice. We already have a choice. You can ask for a paternity test. We already have the choice to ask. Cola says yes. Cola, do you say yes to mandatory, but with the option to opt out? I think it should be a choice. We already have a choice, Bobby Ramos. If you want to take a paternity test, I mean, I don't. Do you have to take a paternity test? Like, if your man, your baby father, or the father of your child, wants a paternity test, can you say no? Because it's already kind of a choice. Mandatory with the option to opt out. Yeah, that's how I think like that, Cola James also. But like I said, I wouldn't want the mother of my child to feel like I distrust her. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to paternity test. I wouldn't want her to think that I distrust her. But like I said, the same type of thing with the prenup. Some people feel like, why you want me to sign a prenup? You don't trust me, with things like that. So, but that insurance, that insurity, that goes a long way. You feel what I'm saying? Like, the woman already knows that's their child. So the feeling of not knowing, or y'all wouldn't know how that feels. As a man, I know how that feels. Even though you could trust your the mother of your children, but it may still be we human. We're only human, so sometimes you might think, you never know. But women, y'all don't have that. I don't think y'all. I can't say you won't understand how that feels, but y'all know that's your child. Paternity test at birth, no options, so nobody feels any type of way. Right. Exactly. Miss Honda. That's my logical way of thinking. Just so nobody feels no type of way. You know what I'm saying? So if it's mandatory, the mother can't say, "Oh, you don't trust me," because it's mandatory. It's mandatory. This is what has to happen. You feel what I'm saying? So you could just blame it on. You could blame it on the government, I guess. I'm not keen on the government having. Right. I mean, having everyone's DNA. Yeah, I never thought of it that way. Only facts. Never thought of it that way. But like I said, I wouldn't want the mother of my children feeling like I don't trust them or something like that. But I would want that reassurance. You know what I'm saying? I think that you know, because you never know. Sometimes we all, like I said, we all human. We all human. Some people feel like their significant other may be stepping out on them. Like it goes both ways with men and women. You might your significant other or your partner may be loyal to you, but you may feel like something going on. We all human. It happens. So imagine if you could feel like, even though your man, I'm gonna just use a man as an example for the females, even though your man may be loyal and trustworthy and stuff, sometimes maybe that thought may cross your mind. You may be like, it crossed my mind, but I trust them and all of that. I'm gonna trust them, but maybe it might cross your mind. So imagine how it feels when it comes to a whole child. So many females lie to these men. Yeah, I mean, yeah, and that's why I'm speaking in general. When I try to take my personal feelings out of it, because like I said, personally, I wouldn't want the mother of my children feeling like I don't trust her, and she's carrying somebody, but things happen, mistakes happen, all types of, but some people might end up on the news. No, Lord. And sometimes, sometimes people are not really in committed relationships. Sometimes, people may be, playing the field and all that, and you may be dealing with multiple men, and you end up getting pregnant, and I don't know, but I think the best option for me, just in general, it, even if I was speaking, if it came to my son or something like that, mandatory paternity test with the option to opt out. But I don't know. Maybe she could be manipulating my son. That's why the mandatory. Well, only facts said is kind of true. The mandatory, you could just blame it on the government, but at the end of the day, that is a slippery slope, because you don't want the government making, mandating. It could go to other things, as such as freedom of choice. You have pro-choice, pro-life, that whole debate. You feel what I'm saying? It's a woman's body, so it's complicated. It's complicated. I'll drop the link if anybody want to come up here and speak on it. But that is a difficult that argument. I mean, yeah. Mm-hmm. You got men out here who sign birth certificates, paying child support, and your baby and the female. Yeah, 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 yeah. And I mean, besides the government mandate thing, because I didn't think about that part. But besides that, I think the mandatory paternity test it could be it could be a good thing. It cuts out a lot of you know heartache and pain. So I mean, you got to pick the lesser of two evils, I guess. Ming is in the building. What you think, Ming? Should paternity test be mandatory? That's my only issue too. I don't trust the government. Right, right. That is true. That is true. Oh shit. My bad. Lord, I don't. Sheesh. My bad, Virgo child. I was trying to delete your comment and I blocked you by mistake. Hey, give me 1 second. I'm about to get you out of there. My bad. My bad. Lord have mercy. Oh, God. Oh, you fixed it? Thank you. Thank you, OnlyFacts. Appreciate you. My bad. My bad. Remember, this is the serious page, ladies and gentlemen. Ming said, yes, he is for the mandatory paternity test. Now, Ming, let me ask you a question. What if Miss Ming feels like you don't trust her? What if she feels some type of way? Oh, here he goes. Ming, what's going on, my brother? I can't hear you. Can y'all hear Ming, or is it me? I can't hear you, Ming. I don't know if it's me or it's the No, cannot hear me. Okay. We can't hear you, Ming. Try dropping down, coming back up. So, lady, well, you know, so ladies, say it was mandatory, right, with the option to opt out, and the father of your child says he's not trying to opt out. Would you feel some type of way? Like, would you feel like he don't trust you? Would you feel some type of way about that?
Yeah.
Oh, I hear you. What's going on, my brother?
What's good, Harlan? What's good, chat?
So you agree with mandatory paternity test?
Hell yeah. Yo, me and my wife talk about this all the time. Because females, I'm not saying all females, but females is grimy as in like, okay, men will cheat, you know what I'm saying? But females will cheat and tell you that the baby is yours when they know it's not yours. So like you doing that man file and you doing the baby file. You know what I'm saying? So yes, hell yes, it should be mandatory, man.
So when you spoke to Miss Ming about that, she felt the same way.
She agreed. She agreed with that. Yeah,
Okay, okay,
she
that's
agreed
what's up.
with the mandatory. With the man, it gotta be mandatory, yeah, for real, man. These chicks will cheat on you and tell you the baby's yours, knowing it's not yours. They know for a fact it's not yours, yo. And that's why some of y'all people who got like baby mama drama and all that, you got to do with those kids, yo. Maybe she know for a fact them kids ain't yours, and that's why she's doing that, man. I just, look, man, thank me later, man. I'm not gonna lie, y'all.
It's
Yeah.
definitely you, not me, is in the building. What's going on? Well, I feel the same way, but only facts brought up a
Yeah.
point about government interfering in that type of stuff, and I do, but what you think about that?
About what?
The government mandating paternity tests. It's like government mandating, when it comes to pro-choice, pro-life. Like if the government mandates that you have to do something. You feel what I'm saying? Like some
If you
people
have to
don't.
do a paternity test,
Right. So
yeah, it's like my fault. Go ahead.
no. Go ahead. Go ahead. My bad.
It's like the government mandatory. You have to pay taxes, right? If you work in it, you have to pay taxes, right? It's a lot of things
Yeah,
that the government mandate.
but when it comes to like my body, my choice, you know how females
Yeah,
feel like. Even
whatever.
though when it comes to pro-choice and all that, it
Yeah,
is both of our. It is
yeah,
but it's still her body and her choice. So
yeah, yeah. Look, I think every guy should want to do have a paternity test. Yo, look, man, you with a chick, man, and you cheat on her, whatever, and y'all still stay together, and she cheats on you out of spite, and now she tells you that baby's yours, man. I'm saying, and now you raising this baby for however long, and then when you find out the baby ain't yours, so what? You know what I'm saying? It's too late. You're already on child support, and then they have like an evil attitude, man. You don't see it on you. You don't be seeing that like stuff like that on YouTube.
no, I would be being dishonest if I didn't say I would prefer something like that, or I'll give it, I'll lean more towards that, and I think all men would, but I can't think for all men, but like in the back of your mind,
Man,
it, to get rid of that doubt, that's like a powerful thing. You feel what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't,
right.
that could eat at you, uh, not
But
knowing or not thinking, or you know what I'm saying?
yeah, but like, it's a government mandate that like, what is it hurting you or the female? It's not, and like, do you gotta pay for that? Is it coming out of our pocket or the government doing it for free? That's on the house.
Well, what's the concern is if you let the government mandate that, what else what else they gonna try to mandate when it comes to your body or you know what I'm saying, stuff
Yeah,
like
man.
that.
All that my body, my choice stuff, man. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I just like we talk about this for real like, all the time, man. And like, I don't know, man. I don't know. So anybody else want to come up?
Well, I say this, I appreciate the females who uh can understand, that point, because they know that's their child. So it's like if it was the other way around, say we was the ones who gave birth, pause, to the children. Do you think females would be more for it then? Bobby Johnson in the building.
What you think, yeah?
I think so. Because some females think not only females but males and females think you may be cheating anyway when you're in
Man,
relationships.
already.
it crosses people's
But-
minds. You know what I'm saying?
but,
So when
you
it comes
know-
to a baby, that's forever.
Right, man. That cheating thing, that's one thing. But to tell you the baby, you're like, come on, man. Like, I'm like 18 years, 18 years.
No, and that's not fair to
Got
the
you
child.
got you for child support for 18 years, and then you find out the kid ain't yours, man. All that,
Not-
and then the thing about it too, they don't gotta pay it back. It's like that's it. You just got a loss. That's it.
Right.
You can't do nothing. You can't do nothing about that. They gotta change that law too, man. I forgot. It was other things that I was saying about that too, man. Like,
Also,
hold on. You want to talk? Go ahead. To speak. Speaking of mic. Speaking of mic, y'all. Come on, man. Don't do that, man. We on Howard show. We ain't. I mean, you got talking to Mike, man.
What's going on, Miss Ming?
night.
Say what you saying.
No, I
Oh, she got stage fright.
don't got stage fright. Shut up. Just as a woman, like to me, you shouldn't have any doubts about your children.
Right.
So if you question me whether or not like I didn't do anything or I feel like you don't trust me, that's besides the point. It's not about me. It's about my child. So if you need to build a relationship with your child, I don't want to be in the middle of that or stop that in any way. So if you have doubts, do the test.
So you're saying if you have like a little bit of doubt, it might mess up the relationship between.
That's
the
not my
father and the
concern.
child.
My concern is not for me and your relationship. As a mother, I want you to build whatever relationship you need to build with your child. So if you have doubts about your paternity, I'm not going to stand in the way of you doing that test. Do the test. I don't have
Right.
concerns for myself. If it's like, oh, you don't trust me, you really don't know nobody. So if you don't trust me, that's not my concern. My concern is more like what happens if you have those doubts and what happens to you in your relationship with the child. So if that gives you peace of mind, do the test.
Right. Right.
Yes,
I mean, I
no.
understand that. I understand that.
And we're not gonna pretend like women don't lie all the time and say that kids is not like. So do the test.
Yeah, and I don't want like I said, I wouldn't want it to feel like I don't trust the mother of my child, but I think that reassurance is nothing like that reassurance. Like it's nothing. You feel what I'm saying? Like just that reassurance is like there's no price on that.
Yeah. So I feel like if that's what you need, then I'm not gonna be like, nah, you don't trust me.
Yeah,
Right.
my man's was paying child. Like he had 2 kids with the girl, and then he had another one, and he paying child support for that kid for years, yo. Find out the baby ain't his, man.
Mm.
You think you would think that like it'll be some kind of crime towards that? I mean, like, it's not. It's not. It's just that's just a loss, yo. That's it. You lost that. You can't get it back. That's the end of the story. That ain't right, man.
And you got some men that'll step up and say, it's not my child, but I'm still gonna take care of it. You got men like that out there
Yeah.
too.
And for men like that, for men who do that, like all power to you. But as soon as that lady get mad at you, yo, she could take that away from you, man. So like you built a relationship with that kid and all that, and she gets into her grimy state, and then like she just ends that all.
Right. That's
Okay?
true. That's true. See me, I'm not strong. I'm not that strong. You know what I'm saying? But it's men out there that
Yeah.
will do things like
And then
that.
I
But
think
me
on top of
personally,
that, it's
yeah.
not fair to the kid.
All right.
Right.
Like I feel like all children should know their origin story. It's not about like so you lying to the man and you lying to the kid for the next 20 years. Like, is that worth it?
Right. That's true. That is 100% true. It's all about, at the end of the day, it's about the kid.
You see what I'm saying, they grimy? I'm surprised. I'm surprised more people not hitting the panel to speak on this.
Well, I don't think we got people who really hit the panel inside of the chat right now. I mean, they may be watching from, people may be watching from behind the scenes, but
yeah.
Yeah, because I was thinking about this. I don't know why I started thinking about this, but I said, man, that'll be a good topic.
Yeah, I was just about to ask you how you come up with this, yeah.
I don't even know how I came up with this one. I just was thinking about it. So I may have seen like a paternity show or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait a minute, man. You know.
And then think about it, even like medically, like if I have if now you've been inherited a genetic condition or something, and now you passing that on to your kids, and then they pass it on to their kids, and we don't find that shit out until like my kidneys messed up.
Can't curse.
Sorry.
Good.
And my kidneys messed up, and now I need a kidney transplant, and my brother ain't my brother.
Right. That happens. That be happening. My husband been paying child support for 4 kids. It turned out that only one was his.
Yeah.
What?
Damn, man. You see that?
What?
That's messed up.
And that's what I'm talking about. The lady who did that to him, she knew that, yo, this whole time. Probably giving him headaches and all that, man. That's what I'm talking about.
That would crush me. I don't know what. I don't know how I would. Especially if you build a connection with them children and believe those are your children, man.
You did taking time off your job and stuff. Maybe the kid did something bad at work in school. You gotta take time off your job to go. Oh man, that's crazy, man.
Yeah, that would crush me. Man, I wouldn't know how to. That's why I say I'm not strong enough for stuff like that. You know, that is. Whew. Wow.
I agree. The woman should be charged. That's fraud.
How was it not fraud though?
So you think that they should go to like get some type of fine or jail or something like that?
You see?
Yes.
Look, all right.
If we defraud the government, we ain't going to jail.
Listen. I want to say yes, but then I think about the kids, yo. Like it's good to get charged and go to jail. What about the kids now? Now the kids go to foster care. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's like, damn, like it's a loss, yo.
A fine, like you have to pay restitution.
Even a fine, it's taken from the kids now.
Yeah, that's deep.
So that's why the government mandatory now, like they mandatorized. Is that a word? It sounds like it is, right? Mandatorized. Yeah, man, it's good, man.
But without it being mandatory, I think if you have any doubts, you should ask for a test. And as a woman, if you know that you've been sleeping around, offer it up.
Yeah, but they don't want to do that though. They want you to think this baby is mine.
But that just shows your character. Like you are more comfortable with the lie to protect your peace or whatever you think is your peace.
I'm saying they know out of all the guys she slept with, you the one in a better position. You got more money than the rest of them. So I'm gonna get some of that.
So let me ask a question. Yeah. If you feel like that's not your child and you want a paternity test, does the woman have to do it or she can say no, she's not trying to do that?
You don't need her permission technically.
You gotta do that, yo.
Oh, okay.
You don't need her permission. I don't think they're that expensive.
They sell those in the store like CVS and all that, right?
Yeah, you can get a test, you can get a swab, you can order a kit.
So you don't need a mom.
So, but at the hospital, you know, before you sign that birth certificate, how you gonna get the because after you sign that birth certificate, it's a whole different
if you sign the birth certificate, then you are legally liable for the child.
How come I ain't signed no birth certificate?
You didn't have to. We're married. You put your name on it.
See that?
You didn't have to sign it. You filled it out.
You filled out the form. I never filled out. I never signed a birth certificate. She said, "Could we marry?"
You don't have to sign it. But again, too, even in a marriage, if the child is not yours, you're legally responsible for that child in some states, and that's also messy.
Wow.
Like whatever children come from that marriage, whether like they're not going to tell you like nobody's doing a paternity test on a regular basis. But it's assumed that we're married, that you're the father. So then you are also legally responsible for that child, whether it's yours or not.
I heard a story of that too with Bobby Ramos. The guy Bobby Ramos, my husband, paying
Yeah,
all that.
lazy day.
That's messed up. And I think she
Yeah.
should be sued.
I seen a story of that too, but it was 4 kids, and none of the kids were his.
That's messed up. And you know
That's
that. Like, you as a
Yeah,
woman know
yeah, she
that.
knows that, man.
that's terrible. How long did it take him to find out?
I forgot how old they was, man.
Oh my
Nah,
gosh.
that's really messed up.
Yeah. Because imagine getting a connection with that. You think this your child? Like man, like imagine they get to like they adult years and stuff. How could you can't turn that off? Like
Man, you walking your daughter down the aisle.
And
It
it ain't your daughter.
ain't your
oh my
daughter.
gosh. So like what I don't know what I would do. Like I man, God forbid anything ever happened to me like that.
Yeah,
'Cause I would not know
yeah,
how
man.
to even react to
You
that
gotta,
type of
God forbid that.
situation, man. Because you know you
Man,
love your daughter. You're still gonna love your daughter because you went through all of this time
man,
as that's your daughter. You love your daughter, and then you find out one day that's not your daughter. Like,
man. See, it'll be worse. It'll be worse if like the kid is like say like 13 years old. You don't connect with that kid and all that. Now you find out the kid ain't yours. You don't got a relationship with that kid and all that, and now she just snatches that away from you because she's mad that things didn't go her way in the relationship. Females is grimy, man.
Crook is in the building. What's going on, my brother?
Quick on the book. What up, man?
Holla, man, what's the
What's
word,
going
brothers?
on, man?
I was listening to the conversation and I would have
Yeah,
joined soon. I was kind of tied up with some things.
That's fine.
Um,
yeah,
it's a very interesting conversation. And to think about the different approaches to it are also interesting. One thing that I thought of um, in considering paternity tests and the nuances in relationships, it's kind of I equate it to almost um, looking for a prenup or
Right,
asking for a prenup in a
right,
marriage.
right,
You know what I'm saying? The very idea of presenting the idea of a prenup when you're at that level in a relationship with a significant other, it's almost some people take it offensively.
right. That's what I say.
Um,
Yeah, yeah. That's a
and
fact.
so we would love scouts honor and all that other good stuff. We would love to believe in that and have the faith in everyone that way, but life is not that cut and dry. It's not that black and white.
yeah.
And um trust is earned. It's not a given, and
Right,
anyone is capable of breaking a trust. You understand? And so I believe that it should be mandatory. And I do also recognize the other, concerns of government being involved in personal business and things of that nature, and DNA privacy, things of that nature. I also recognize those concerns as well. But given that when things go left with paternity in terms of the relationship and the legalities involved in this, such as child support, court hearings, things of that nature, um, it is only then that you can actually ask for a paternity test. And that is if you haven't signed the birth certificate. A lot of people aren't aware of that.
I didn't
That
know that.
once, right, that once you sign that birth certificate, you waive the paternity test um, aspect of it. You understand?
Right.
And in order to get one, once you sign it, it's basically up to the courts, and you would really have to give good reason, like solid evidence, as to why a paternity test should be granted. You understand?
Yeah.
So that it gets really complex during that during those proceedings. So there's a lot of information out there in regards to this. It's really getting into the weeds, but for my part, I believe it should be mandatory.
Right. Bucks in the building. Now, like I understand, like me personally, like the option to opt out, I think about that because I'm thinking in the terms of not trying to hurt the mother of my children. I'm thinking about her feelings. But if it was my son, like if it was coming to my son, I would just say straight mandatory, because I don't have no stake in the mother of his child. You feel? I'm thinking of my son first. You feel what I'm saying? But when it come to me, I'm thinking about the mother of my child, how she may feel like I don't trust her and stuff like that. So, and like if I take my personal feelings out of it and just in general, I would say mandatory DNA test would be the best option.
Is there anybody that said no, that they don't agree with that?
Some people say the choice the choice to opt out,
Yeah.
like mandatory, but with the choice to opt out. But like I said, for people like me, I might feel like I might opt out because I don't want the mother of my child feeling like I don't trust her and stuff like that.
I know.
Deep in the back of my mind, it might cross my mind like I'm human. You feel what I'm saying? It crosses people's minds that your significant other might be stepping out on you when it comes to males and females. So
come on, man. Like if you feeling like that, that feeling ain't gonna last forever. Yeah, like you gonna get over it. You know what I'm saying? But this baby not being mine, come
right,
on, man.
right.
You're
Now I
gonna
understand.
find out a week or two from now that baby ain't mine. That's gonna last forever, man. You can't do that.
Well, and to Ming's point, the speculation, I'm just considering from the woman's perspective, the speculation that the baby isn't yours is also going to last forever as well.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? And so, and while we're even having this conversation, and I'd like to recognize Mrs. Ming and her approach to it, because her and Ming seem to be on the same accord in regards to almost like a business-like approach to the whole process in and of itself, and I want to recognize that. But what Hala said in regards to the opt-out option, what does that do when you opted out for the first child, but you're opting in for the second?
Right. I mean, yeah. I mean, see, for me, like personally, I think, reassurance is nothing like that. Like, like females don't have that doubt. They know because that baby they carry 9 months. That baby they know that's their baby. Like, that is nothing like that. Like, that is priceless. That reassurance is 100% without a shadow of a doubt. No, you know what I'm saying? Like, that feeling right there is priceless.
Yeah.
So
Can I have a feeling too?
Right. I think it's like emotional maturity comes to play, right? Like, no, I don't want to feel like my husband doesn't trust me. That's not a good feeling. Granted.
Right. Okay.
But it's not about me. In this instance, I'm not your wife or your girl or your baby mother or whatever it is. I am a mother. So if I'm looking at you now as a father and you need that reassurance, like you said, I've carried this child. I felt it move. I bonded it with it in a way that you can't. So if you need that reassurance, I cannot willfully and ignorantly stand in your way of that because it protects my feelings. It's not about my feelings.
Right.
As a mother, I don't want anything to get in the way of your relationship with your child.
Right.
Right.
And that's the way I'm looking at it. Will it hurt me if you say, hey, I want a paternity test? Really, this is where we at? But that's a human feeling, and I'm not going to discount your feelings because it protects mine. I don't think that's a mature way to look at it. Will it hurt? Absolutely. Will I have to deal with that? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, it's about the child. And if that's what gives you that reassurance and peace of mind for your child, I can't stand in the way of that as an adult.
Right. And that's why I said mandatory might be the best option, because now, the mother of your child can't be like, oh, you don't trust me, it's mandatory,
Yeah,
So
I don't.
Romeo, my bad.
I listened to Mrs. Ming, and it's a marvel and it's a wonder to me how far we've come.
Right.
At least for some of us.
Right.
And the more practical approaches, the more procedural and scientific approaches to things.
Right.
I was brought up during an age where if you had a child, with a woman, married or otherwise, you brought that baby to your mama and your grandmother.
Right.
And they do the test, the eyes, ears, nose, mouth.
Right. They do. That's their own DNA test.
Oh yeah, the family do that every time. Yeah, they be like, oh, you got your nose, or they got your
right.
No, time I heard my fault.
No, go ahead, brother.
I'm about to say, how many times I heard the baby got the same nose? Look at the eyes, look at the nose, look at the ears, look at the chin. And then find out the baby ain't yours, and then they run around
and
say
that happens too. Yeah.
Okay.
See, my family got a certain nose, like everybody, we all got the same. But that doesn't mean somebody else couldn't, have it and all that. But that's like a defining thing about my family. Like, if the nose is different, my mom's will have some type of, she gonna throw some type of shade in there. I ain't gonna lie.
See, this is what I'm saying. And this is what I'm saying, that over time, and just culturally, from at least for our place in the community, we have certain practices that have been passed down from generation to generation, right, that are so ingrained in us that we tend to discount things like paternity tests, right, or DNA tests and things of that nature, because we rely more so upon these tools from the past and what we've been taught. And I think it's been a long time coming that we need to adapt and change with the times.
Right.
This is this is serious business these days, and bringing a life into this world is a great responsibility. That we don't want to take that responsibility lightly.
Right.
You understand?
Ms. Pamela,
for each of our parts. Right.
I just got an idea for another topic, not today, but I got an idea for another topic. If you get a woman pregnant and you don't want to keep you don't want her to keep it, but she decides to keep it, can you decide that you're not going to pay child support? Like, it'd be like a law, like if you want to keep the child, I'm choosing not to have the child, can I have the option not to pay child support? Like I'm gonna come up with something, but I just got that idea. So when I do the that topic, y'all can know how I came up with
that. Oh man, that's a tricky one, man.
Yeah, right. I just thought of that.
I tend to disagree, gentlemen. I don't think that's a tricky one at all.
Yeah.
No.
What you say?
Wait, but save that. I'm gonna do a whole live on that. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Yeah.
I thought I was gonna save you some time, brother.
Yeah.
Nah, because every time I come up with a topic, people be like, "How you came up with that?" So I'm just letting y'all know in real time how did I come up with? Because y'all, I got it.
You can't give a little teaser.
All right, Crook. All right, Crook. Give us a little teaser, Crook. Right.
Negative, sir. Negative, sir. You already laid down the law. I mean, I see you stepping there. I ain't gonna try to trip you up and step on your toes.
Well, I'll say this, man. Hopefully you'll be there. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you might be doing something else and you missed the live. Yeah. So hopefully you make, because I want to hear I do want to hear your insight though.
Okay. I'm always doing prenups and
I'll keep
post-nups.
tuned to this station.
I appreciate my brother. I appreciate.
Yeah, Crook.
What's that mean?
Prenups or post-nups?
Both.